Well, I'm thrilled everybody could be here, and you know, the full group has been assembled. I'll just give a very brief introduction and welcome to everybody. Thank you so much for being part of this. I'm very excited for you know, the weeks ahead, you know, tonight and the weeks ahead, and yeah, hopefully. Presuming everybody has been receiving the emails by virtue of most of you are here, so that's great. That's good to know. And I will just say one quick item. I guess there was a little setting issue with the Facebook group. So if you've been trying to get into the Facebook group and haven't been able to access that, you should be able to. And hopefully that'll be a great resource to continue to discuss these scenes or any other things that come up acting, theater, Shakespeare-wise. Yeah, I'm just really thrilled that everybody can be part of this. I'll just kind of be in the background off camera if anything is needed, but I know you guys are all in capable hands and all quite capable individually. So thank you again for being part of this, and I'll turn it over to Jamie, and he can kick it off.
Thank you for having us, Nathan.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, nice to see you all. And so we're going to have a ball working on this scene. It's the heart of the chaos of Midsummer Night's Dream, and it is really fun to work on. Again, it's always a challenge to approach such a physical scene on Zoom, and so I'm going to elicit all of your help to try and see what we can do, you know, with Hermia grabbing onto Lysander and whatever it is we do with how we can sort of manifest an idea of physicality. But as most of these scenes are, they're in this work, it's predominantly focused on the language and how we can make the language fly and how we can make the language tell the story. I said this before when I worked on Troilus and Cressida. I say this whenever I'm working on any play, that one of the things I love about working on Shakespeare is it's endlessly revealing. It cannot be tied down to one interpretation. The fact that we all in collaboration are going to be working on this scene makes it in and of itself definitive, because we've all not done it before. Some of us may have done Midsummer Night's Dreams before and played parts in Midsummer Night's Dreams and productions of Midsummer, but none of us have done this scene before, and so we can't help but be definitive in our interpretation. And I love that. I really do. And again, it's a collaboration. You know, Gideon is an enormous help. Ursula, my wife, is an enormous help as well. I'm not going to talk too much about interpretation or how, because I'm going to turn it over to Gideon to talk, and then I'm going to turn it over to Ursula to talk a little bit about it, and then I'd love to read the scene and see what your takes are, just hear your voices and hear the... One thing I would like to do, just so you know, is I'd like to start with Demetrius and Hermia and cut cut Robin and cut Puck and Oberon, so that we get the sort of whole setup, if that makes sense to everybody.
Yeah.
So we'll go from sorry.
Line 45, do you want to start there?
Yeah, let's start there, Gideon. Yeah, and we can just take it from there. Anyway, because I want to see the setup, so that we don't just begin with Demetrius waking up. Yeah, go ahead, Earth.
Just wondered if people could just say what they're playing.
I'm playing Helena.
And you're Maggie? I just want to...
Yes, I'm Hermia.
I'll be playing Lysander.
I'm, hang on. You hear me? Yeah. I'm Michael Kirby. I am playing Demetrius.
And the others are just quiet observers. Okay. All right. I got it.
But now, Ursula, you don't know Gideon, do you?
I don't, but I'm excited.
Nice to meet you, Ursula.
Nice to meet you, Gideon. I love dramaturge.
Oh, good. Dramaturgs love to hear that.
And Ursula, you're doing voice work for us?
Yeah, I teach. That's what I teach at UCSD. I teach voice and Shakespeare, but Shakespeare as it connects to voice, and so and I do a lot of voice coaching at the Globe and everywhere. And so one of the things that I can do, there's probably some overlap between Gideon and I, but I'll let him talk about, sort of, we'll just see how we go. I'm sure we'll flow together. But I might have some ideas on how to make something clear by making a vocal choice, or if pronunciations are needed, or if you want to do a one-on-one and I give you some themes to try to see if you can get vocal variety, pitch range, expressiveness-ish in the text. It's kind of up to what you want. And then I can also say I can offer things. I was very lucky to work with Cicely Berry and Patsy Rodenberg and a lot of the people that have written lovely books about making Shakespeare come alive vocally. And so I have a lot of sort of things in my kit, and you're welcome to all of them.
Great.
Thank you.
Fabulous.
Gideon, do you want to? I mean, I don't know if none of you may know my background at all. I was a company member at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival for 14 years. I have worked extensively. I've done 9 productions at Chicago Shakespeare Theater. I played the Duke in Measure for Measure at the Goodman, and have probably I tried to counted them up. I think I've done 70 Shakespeare productions altogether. I only have like 4 more to go in the canon.
Wow.
Wow.
I've done Midsummer Night's Dream 10 times. I played Puck 4 times. I played Lysander. I played Oberon. I played Bottom twice. I directed it once. So I'm familiar with it. I actually I'll tell you. I don't know if I'll tell you now, but I have I was just telling Ursula about this the other night, that I have a concept for a production that I'd like to do of Midsummer Night's Dream, which is influenced by Frank Zappa, who was an adherent of, in terms of his aesthetic, it was anything, anytime, anywhere, for no reason. Which is also dream logic, if you think about it. It's like it seems to have a reason to it, but it actually is anything, anytime, anywhere, for no reason. And I like the idea of a sort of chaotic jazz production of Midsummer Night's Dream. I don't know if we'll do that. We might, play with the idea of it. I really don't know what that means, and it's something that would have to be done in workshop, and using a marimba as the primary musical source. Anyway, when I directed it, I used a lot of Frank Zappa's music. I used Peaches and Regalia as the Morris dance at the end, and it actually worked really well. Not the crazy sort of frenetic psychedelic rock stuff, but some of his more melodic stuff works really, really well with this play. So anyway, yeah, so that's a little bit of my background, and again, I really, because of the nature of just taking it out of context, I don't want to talk too much about again how we're going to interpret it, because you're going to lead me and guide me and give me ideas, and so but I do want to pass it over to Gideon to talk a little bit about using his knowledge about the play and about this scene and anything else that he would like to share.
Okay, thank you. I don't have a lot to say. First thing I want to say is that you make me think of the most beautiful production of this play I've been involved in, and that was at the Bishop School, and we had musicians from Tonga. It's a family of musicians. The boys went to the school and they made up the music, composed the music for the play. And it was just staggeringly magical. I mean, it was perfect. And it was all students in the production. So, you know, they were the right age. It was really beautiful. So I support you in trying to do it right, as long as it's not so chaotic that we don't hear the words.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't want to say a lot about the play either, but I just want to make one general point, which you all already know, but in this play, it's worth keeping in mind, and that is that for Shakespeare, rhetorical devices, rhetorical complexity, rhyming, balanced sentences, all the kind of rhetorical things that go on in the speeches here was not the enemy of emotion, but the opposite. It was the vehicle of emotion. So the goal is not to fight against the rhetoric to bring out emotion, but to find the emotion in the rhetoric. And I'll try to help a little with that as we go. But it's very important to make the rhetorical speech carry the meaning rather than imagine that the meaning is being hidden by rhetoric. It's the opposite. So anyone's welcome to argue with me about that, but I think that's the most important thing to say. This is a fairly early play of Shakespeare. It's highly rhetorical. It's very romantic. There are 4 plots going on in the play, and there are 4 levels of reality. We've got Athens. We've got Athens court imitating the English court. We've got the mechanicals imitating London workmen, and we've got the fairy world in the forest. I guess the only other point I want to make is about the juice of the flower, because it's a key prop and a key concept. And so I just want you all to remember that, because we're not reading that speech, that the flower, which was called Love in Idleness, was, which is the pansy, by the way, was struck by an arrow from Cupid's bow, which had passed through the light of the moon. And the moon is Diana, and Diana is the goddess of chastity, as well as of the night. But it's Cupid who's the god of Eros. And so we have this combination of forces, divine forces at work, impregnating this flower with its power. So the dripping the juice of the flower in the eye transforms people because they fall in love with whatever they see. But there's one part where Lysander is left untransformed. Is it Lysander or Demetrius? Who is it that doesn't get the antidote?
Demetrius.
Demetrius,
Yeah.
because he meant to
Yeah.
stay in love with Helena. So he doesn't get the antidote, and that tells us that the flower, the original juice of the flower, is not a falsification of reality necessarily. It's Oberon bringing the truth out of the characters of these 2 boys and 2 girls. So that's about all I want to say. This scene has lots of play acting going on, or the presumption of play acting going on, and misinterpretation, constant misinterpretation at various levels, and the audience's reading is the only one that sees all 4 characters in their right lights. Who's in error, who's been fooled by the drug, who is being true to himself or herself, and who isn't, and so on. So the audience is the one to put it all together by the end of the scene. And of course, I'll take questions anytime and I'll try to answer them or look up the answers. And you can email me offline if you want to, when we're not working, if questions come up during the week.
Yeah, same for me as well. We do want to, I think, make one emendation to Away You Ethiop. I'm not sure under the, that it's appropriate. So we, you know, Ursula actually is working on a production of Midsummer Night's Dream at UCSD. And there was a suggestion of Gorgon. However, I thought because of what's physically happening when Hermia grabs onto Lysander, who has just been challenged by Demetrius to go, you know, fight it out, and she grabs onto him, which is what prompts the Away You Ethiop, that maybe we might want to come up with something. I thought of limpid, which is a fish that clings onto a shark, you know, and is a parasite, right? But I like, and I thought I could throw this out to Garrett or anybody else when we get there, but maybe we can come up with a 3-syllable word that implies something that grabs on, that gets a hold of, of you. Just as to use that as because that's what's physically happening, and so it's.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You're objecting to Ethiop. Is it because of the implication that she's dark-haired and darker skinned than Helena, or is it just the term Ethiop itself?
It's the term Ethiop. It seems that it's inappropriate.
Yeah. So if we can come up with something meaning that she's dark-haired, but not necessarily a racial epithet, would that work, or do you really want the
Well,
gravity?
I mean, it certainly is, because I mean, I read the gloss in the Arden, and they literally say it because she has dark hair or possibly dark skin.
Yeah, she probably doesn't have dark skin. She probably has, just more.
I get it. I'm Gideon, that's fine.
No, I'm not defending using the word. I just want to be clear why he's using it. He's using it as an extreme exaggeration of her not having blonde hair and having
like
Helena.
Yes, yeah. I know, right.
So I'll think about it during the week and I'll see.
Yeah, think about it if there's something else that
So you know, we're not using Gorgon and UCSD. They actually cut the line, but it's there's a whole movement to sort of relook at some of the language in Shakespeare that can be considered racist, and just even dwarf is in question. So that's just why we're looking at all of that.
I just thought I'd bring that up as something to consider. Why don't we launch in and just read the scene, and so I can hear you guys read it together, and Ursula and Gideon can hear it, and we'll take some notes, and then we'll proceed from there. Anybody have any questions to begin with before we launch in? Okay.
So I do actually have a quick question. So
Yeah.
For this read, do you want me to do a different word or just say Ethiop as it is in the script?
You can say Ethiop as it is for the read.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
All right. Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er shoes in blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon as this whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the center creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with th' antipodes. It cannot be but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright as...
I just lost the sound, but I'll go. What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Oh, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me? I can't hear him. Can you guys hear him?
No.
The sound is gone.
No, he sounds dead.
Oh,
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry, guys.
no problem.
Now you'll probably hear my kids. So, I had rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog, out, cur. Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men. Oh, once tell true, even for my sake. Durst thou have looked upon him being awake? And hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch! Could not a worm, an adder, do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung.
You spend your passions on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead, for aught that I could tell.
I pray thee, tell me then that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get thereafter?
Ah, privilege never to see me more, and from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here, therefore, for a while I will remain, so sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for debt that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe, which now in some slight measure it will pay, if for his tender here I make some stay.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep, and vows so born, in their nativity all truth appears. How can these things in me seem to scorn you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh, devilish holy fray. These vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me put on two scales will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, Helen, goddess, nymph, perfect, divine, to what, my love, shall I compare thine eye? Crystal is muddy. Oh, how ripened show thy lips. Those kissing cherries tempting grow, that purge congealed white high Taurus snow, fanned with the eastern wind turns to a crow, when thou holdst up thy hand. Oh, let me kiss this princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
Oh, spite, no, hell. I see you all are bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so. to vow and swear and to super praise my parts when I am sure you hate me in your hearts. You're both rivals in love, Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes with your derision. None of noble sort would so offend a virgin and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so. For you love Hermia, this you know I know. And here with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love I yield you up my part. And yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia, I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart to her but as a guestwise sojourned, and now to Helen is home returned, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest to thy peril thou buy it dear. Look, where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night, that from the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes. Wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, it pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found. Mine ear, I thank it, brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Or why should he stay whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love that would not let him bide. Fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all yon fiery O's and eyes of light, why seek'st thou me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think. It cannot be.
Oh, she is one of this confederacy. Now I perceive they have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours that we have spent when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us, is all forgot? All school days of friendship, childhood, innocence. We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, warbling of one song, both in one key. As if our hands, our sides, voices, and minds had been incorporate. I mean, so we grew together like a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet an union in partition. Two lovely berries molded on one stem. So with two seeming bodies, but one heart. Two of the first, like coats in heraldry, due but to one and crowned with one crest. And will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly. 'Tis not maidenly. Our sex, as well as I, may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander as in scorn to follow me and praise my eyes and face, and made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine and rare, precious, celestial? Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, and tender me, forsooth, affection, but by your setting on, by your consent? What though I be not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate, but miserable most to love unloved. This you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do persever. Counterfeit sad looks. Make mouths upon me when I turn my back, wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up. This sport well carried shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare you well, partly mine own fault with death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena. Hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she can entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee, by my life I do. I swear by that which I will lose for thee to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, whereto tends all this?
Away, you Ethiop.
Oh, no. He'll seem to break loose. Take on as you would follow, but yet come not. You are a tame man. Go.
Hang off, thou cat, thou burr, vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What change is this, sweet love?
Thy love? Out, tawny Tartar, out! Out, loathed medicine, oh, hated potion hence.
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would I had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What? Should I hurt her, strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What? Can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore? Oh me, what news, my love? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? I am as fair now as I was erewhile. Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. Why then you left me, oh the gods forbid, in earnest shall I say.
Aye, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain, nothing true. It is no jest that I do hate thee and love Helena.
Oh me. You juggler, you canker blossom, you thief of love. What, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from him?
Oh, fine, if faith. Have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you.
Puppet? Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. She hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height, forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. Are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak, how low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach unto thine eyes.
I pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in shrewishness. I am a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think, because she is something lower than myself, that I can match her.
Lower? hark again.
And good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. Evermore didn't love you, Hermia. Did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you? Well, save that in love to Demetrius, I told him of your stealth into this wood. He followed you for love, I followed him. But he hath chid me hence and threatened me to strike me, spurred me, nay, to kill me too. And now, so you will let me quiet go. To Athens will I bear my folly back and follow you no more. Well, let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Why, get you gone. Who is't that hinders you?
A foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander?
With Demetrius.
Be not afraid, she shall not harm thee, Helena.
No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
Oh, when she's angry, she's keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school. And though she be but little, she's fierce.
Little again, nothing but low and little. Why will you suffer her to flout me thus? Oh, let me come to her.
Get you gone, you dwarf. You minimus of hindering not grass made, you bead, you acorn.
You are too officious in her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena. Take not her part. For if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow if thou darest to try whose right of thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee, cheek by jowl.
You, mistress, all this coil is long of you.
I do not trust you. I do not trust you. I do not trust you. I do not trust you. I no longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray, but I'm going to start over. I do not trust you. I no longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed and know not what to say. I think you couldn't always hear me. I saw, I don't have any control over it, but I get these little messages that my internet is unstable.
Yeah, we heard you pretty well. There was only a couple of times where it glitched, but
okay, good.
It wasn't too bad.
Wonderful, everyone. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Thing, man.
So much fun.
It really is. It goes so many places. I mean, it really brings the worst out of everybody.
I think my favorite part is that the guys get so mad at each other that they go off and leave the women. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we cut the two heraldry lines?
Yes. Yeah. Sure.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
What are those?
Oh,
it's
something of yours. It's
yeah.
Okay.
It's just that that's a reference that no one understands now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get in.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm relieved of having to spend half an hour explaining. Let's just look at it for a second and see. Two of the first, like coats in heraldry, do but to one crowned with one crest. Those are the two lines you want to cut?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because it flows from.
Heard those lines said.
I was just going to say the same thing. I've coached this so many times. I've never heard those lines. You do get the feeling though, Helena has, you know, she gets straight A's in all her classes, and so she's been reading all these obscure books, and so she's bringing it all up. All her homework is coming forward.
It is, yeah. I find that just generally interesting. That so much attention is placed on Helen that she seems to do most of the talking. There's something about the fact that it brings out her needing to define what it is and go on for long sections. I mean, like the relationship of her and Hermia, you know, how close they were, how, you know, it's almost as if it's a side play. You know, they go off and sit down and, you know, have this you know, woman to woman discussion, you know, about you know, being in pack together, you know, aside from them. So, but the fact that Helena goes on and on and on, you know, I think is significant. Because she hasn't had a great deal of attention of late, and now everybody is. She has all the attention.
It's very ironic. It's also illustrating the power of love. Everybody in the forest here is a victim of the overwhelming power of love, and the long speech about their childhood friendship reinforces how powerful this love experience is when it can take asunder these girls who were so close.
Yeah, yeah, and I do think that is, you know, an aspect about the potion for the guys, the love juice, is that it's formidable.
Yes.
It is unequivocal. You don't comment on it. You don't, you know, that it is the stakes for that love cannot be higher. You know what I mean? So that, and one of the traps I think that can fall in is when you, I think the comedy comes out of the depth of how much you love her. A significant amount of the comedy comes out, as opposed to playing the irony of it, or trying to, you know, I think there's something about just the force of it. It's being so powerful.
I just would reinforce that it's the intensity of their commitment, and we, the audience, get the irony, but they're not projecting irony, they're projecting passion.
Exactly. It's our watching it, knowing what's happened, but to them, it is absolute.
Yes.
Emotion, as is the hate for Hermia.
Yes.
From Lysander. I mean, that is so ugly. I think it really is ugly. But in context, because of the irony, it's funny. But it is really, you know, there's no commentary on it. It is just that.
It's
exactly the language to do that.
It's exactly the kind of hate that people feel for someone they have once loved, whom they've turned against or have turned against them, and that the intensity of it is reciprocal to the intensity of the love, and they're feeling that.
And as it is for Hermia, when she turns on Helena.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's just, I mean, you're going to tear her eyes out. You know, I mean, there's no, you know, it's really quite intense. So, you know, as it is, you know, when you are head over heels in love with somebody, or head over heels in hate towards somebody. Yeah, it's really good. I think why don't we take like 5 minutes or 7 minutes or so, take a break for a second. I've got to feed the dog. He's actually right behind me. And then what I'd like to do is come back and just start working through the text. Okay, and working through, you know, what we can do with the text and any questions that anybody might have. There was, I know Gideon will be all over this, but there's a couple of there were some times when pronouns were emphasized where you didn't need the pronoun emphasized, and building the speeches a little bit so they have a little more power at the end of it. But that's the best thing to do, is to just really work our way through the text and what's happening and what's, you know, what your instincts are, and then come back to a read through.
Great.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Awesome. So why don't we take a break for let's see, it's 1:15. Why don't we come back at 5 to 6? Is that okay? That's a little bit longer, but that's like 10 minutes. So
Cool.
5 of 6, we'll come back.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. I just wanted to jump on really quickly, Jamie, if this is okay for you at the end, or if people want to do it now, if anyone watching or listening has any questions for the group, you know, if just they have questions of things that came up as they were watching, if we could maybe have, you know, a little bit of time at the end, or if people want to field any questions now, but I just wanted to see if that would be amenable to you guys as a group.
Yeah.
How late are we planning to go? Because someone's going to feed me dinner at 1 o'clock.
It's been up to the groups, you know, but so you guys can kind of call it whenever you want. I mean, usually it's been an hour and a half. Some groups have gone
Okay.
a couple hours, but
Yeah, I have to go at 6:30, which is why I'm asking.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So this plan was in another time. I would be happy to stay longer, but I just.
And are there 3 rehearsals or in all?
so there's
4.
three, and then a kind of a performance,
And then a
but
performance.
a working performance. Yeah.
Well, why don't I suggest that Jamie go feed the dog, and anyone who wants
And
to
anyone who wants to ask any questions?
anyone who wants to take a break can. And in the meantime, if you want to stay, I can go through some of my notes.
I can do that.
Yeah,
And I can do
that'd
that
be good
too.
for Earth too.
I'll be right
Great.
back.
So I'll wait and have you do your notes, Gideon, and then I'll see what I can fill in from my end.
I've got no one to give
Yeah, I
notes.
was gonna say.
Oh, well, Zoom is hard. You got to take those breaks. All right, we'll come back then in 5 or 10 is what we're saying.
Yeah, I think 5 minutes would probably be good.
All right,
I'll
I'll help feed. We're taking care of a dog. That's why, so I'll feed one and Jamie will feed the other.
and yeah, for those listening in or sitting in tonight live, if we have time to field any questions, you know, we'll try to build in time for that, not only here, but in the other rehearsals. But again, as I mentioned, the Facebook group might be a great resource for that. Yeah, so that's it from me. But it sounds great. I'm really enjoying listening to it.
Let me just say about Facebook that I don't do Facebook. So if you want me, you got to email me.
All right, we can if it's all right with Gideon, I can share his email address with those registered. Is that okay with you, or how would you prefer it?
That's fine.
Okay, all right.
Angie, do you want my only 2 notes for you?
Yes, please.
At line 239. Oh, actually, I have 3. 239. You could take your time on the word miserable, but miserable most to love unloved. So it's got 4 syllables in the meter of the line. So you can take your time with it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay. And then at 244.
Would it initially have the syllables would have been articulated more?
It depends on the line. In some lines, it might be elided. So you might say miserable. to fit the meter. But in this line, the meter it allows it to be 4 syllables. So
Yeah, but we would never say miserable.
no, you don't want to hit but you could say, but miserable.
Miserable. Okay, gotcha.
Miserable most.
Okay, okay,
You
cool.
go for the most.
Yes, carry on.
Yeah. The other one is line 244. Wink each at other. You said wink at each other, which means
Oh,
this,
did I? No, I didn't mean to.
but just to point that out. And the other one was at the end, when on that line that you were struggling over,
Yes.
you said are, and it's will, I think. What did you say? Wait a minute.
I don't know. I don't have, if I have this up, I don't have the script up. Let me find the
Okay,
script.
hold on. Oh, it says it's line 361. And you said, I will not trust you, I, nor longer stay in your cursed company.
Yes.
And you said, I do not, you kept repeating the line to get it.
I finally came it right, didn't I?
I know, but you still said do instead of will.
Oh,
So
I see.
that was my note.
Okay.
Otherwise, it was fabulous. And I just want to point out that the minute you had your first speech, everybody else's stakes went up.
Oh, good.
It's just phenomenal to listen to you. You're so good.
Oh, thank you.
That's all my notes for you.
Okay.
Maggie, you're back. Do you want notes?
Yeah, I'm here. Sure.
I think we all have to ask
Let
Jamie.
me get out my long scroll.
Your what?
I'm not, is she here? Is she, I said I'll have to get out my long scroll to take the notes.
Oh, no, not that many. First of all, we have to talk to Jamie about pronouncing Lysander. Other people said Lysander, and you started by saying Lysander.
Yeah,
And I think you want the long Y to be consistent.
I did. I didn't realize that. Yes, I did. I did too. I thought that's what I said, but anyway, yeah.
Okay. Line
Lysander.
line
That's what I've understood.
54.
Okay, let me find it. Let me get this down here.
Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon, not as soon as this whole earth may be born, but I will as soon believe that this whole
Oh,
earth
yes.
may be born.
Okay,
You get what I mean?
because yes, it means I believe this as truthfully, kind of. I
Yeah,
can't think of the right word, but
I-
yeah,
I'm
it's not. It
like-
doesn't have to do with time.
I'm as likely to believe this as I am to
Yes.
believe that.
I'd sooner
Um,
believe blah.
Yes, right. Okay, so and it came. Did I add in words, or did it just come off like I was saying?
I don't
as
remember
soon
if you.
as this
I don't
happens?
remember if you added
Okay.
anything, but
All right, you're just saying, be sure I've got that meaning.
yeah, it wasn't clear. Yeah.
Okay,
And then let's see, Hermia.
prefer, soon as prefer.
Oh, at the very end, when you say I am amazed and know not what to say.
Yeah, I don't know.
The word amazed in Shakespeare's time was a little more extreme. It's not, oh, you amaze me by telling me that, you know, the moon is full tonight or something. I'm stuck in a maze. I'm bewildered. I'm dumbfounded. So she's just, it's like she doesn't have a reason about being amazed. She's just in a stupor. That's what she's saying when she says, I am amazed. Like, what is going on?
Thank you.
Now the world is turned upside down.
Yeah.
Everything that you thought was true is no longer true.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, back to Demetrius. Are you with me?
Okay.
I'm with you.
Okay, starting line 76. You added an ED to misprise it.
Yeah, I realized that.
Yeah, so give me the line again. Just say me the line.
Sorry, it is 76. I don't have the numbers.
And you made passions plural and it's singular. So it's
Spend your passion on a misprized mood.
yeah, that's it.
Perfect.
Okay. I'll just go through Lysander. When you've
Yep.
got those, that speech at line 124
Yep.
with Helena, these are like mini sonnets. They're like, it's a quatrain and a couplet that Lysander speaks, and then a quatrain and a couplet that Helena speaks. So you want to bring out those rhymes so we hear it as a kind of an anti-sonnet, right? It's a sonnet form, or it's the beginning of a sonnet form, but they're accusing each other. So all I want to say there is just don't be afraid of the rhymes. Let's hear
Don't
them.
be afraid of the rhymes. Great.
It partly builds up the experience for us. Demetrius, crystal is muddy.
Yeah.
Line 142.
Mm-hmm.
You mean by comparison.
Mm-hmm.
By comparison with the brightness of you, crystal, which is bright, is muddy. I didn't get that sense of it. So
Got it.
Demetrius, line 174, and again at 153, at 353. This is just one of my bugaboos is the word to, T-O. Should be to and not ta.
Okay.
Because when you're in the back of the house, it doesn't if you say ta. Demetrius at line 254, Demetrius.
Bless you.
Yeah, I'd like you to bring out the antithesis in that line
She
of
and he.
entreat and compel.
Gotcha.
I just didn't hear the antithesis.
Gotcha.
Lysander,
Mm-hmm.
58, 258.
258. Let me find it.
I swear by that which I will lose for thee. Oh, I just want you to bring lose more.
Great.
I heard pronouns instead of the word lose, and I'm willing to lose my life for you, in other words.
Yeah.
And lastly, Lysander, I didn't write down the line number. Shake thee from me.
Mm-hmm.
After Ethiopia,
Like a serpent.
shake thee from me like a
Or I will shake thee from me like a, yeah. So what I heard was shake thee from me, as if the pronoun were significant, but you can, in Shakespeare's line, you can hit the word from, and it means away from, in the direction away from.
Got it.
So you can let that word have its stress in the pentameter. I will shake thee from me like a serpent. Yes?
Got it.
Great. That's it.
Fantastic. I was crossing them out right and left, Gideon.
Okay, good.
But I came in a little late. I just want to say to everybody, I like to think of the O, the magic O, the big O, is a nice little, instead of pauses, which we love to do in America, pause, look around, scratch our armpit, and then speak. He gives you, it's kind of a gas valve, for things to come out, for emotion to come through. It's a nice big round vowel. So a couple of you were really using them beautifully. I just want to encourage you on that. When you have an O, it can really be you can let things out.
Can we start with that? We start with an O. You know, I mean, at the end of this is the woman, but not this the man, with Puck's it starts with a big O.
Yeah.
You know, that kicks this sort of scene off.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Gideon, did you mention saying drivest instead of drivest?
No, I didn't.
So drivest me past the bounds of maiden patience. I think that's Hermia in the very first section with Demetrius. If there's an apostrophe ST, and I don't know if the Folger has that. I don't have a Folger in front of me, but usually if there's apostrophe ST, it means it's one syllable.
Yeah.
And Shakespeare uses that all the time. Otherwise, you get a little clunk of an extra beat. And he uses it all the time. Sweetst, dearest, drivest.
Yes.
and it gives you some urgency. And then sometimes there is an EST, and that's 2 syllables. But if you get that apostrophe ST, you know it's 1 syllable.
Good.
Um,
I want to reinforce what you said about the pauses too. I didn't hear a whole lot of it, but it was a
Oh.
first reading, so I wasn't paying that much attention. But modern theater wants you to pause all over the place for subtext to come swimming in, and Shakespeare does not want you to pause where there isn't a pause.
exactly.
Just a general
Exactly.
rule.
And then just occasionally, I think a couple of people did it. Just really look carefully at the language. Are not you instead of are you not? We would maybe want to say it the other way, but it's purposefully that way because it helps with the rhythm of it and helps with this. If you honor the scansion, then you get to stress some things that make the language clearer. So just check and see if you haven't. I think it's Hermia. Are not you Lysander? Am I not Hermia? And then if you have questions, in earnest, shall I say, that if you have a question, it's not just you. I'm sort of picking on you, Hermia. I don't mean to, but everybody has questions. Like, try not to make them rhetorical. I think, we know from the folio that sometimes it's a question and sometimes it's not. But if you have one, it's more useful than making it into a statement and making it rhetorical to really ask that person. And then if you don't let them answer because you have more to say, that's one thing, but it really takes the energy forward if you ask all those questions. And then I would just say, enjoy the sounds you get to make. Pierced through the heart. You have those 2 little T's together. There's a lot of lovely, bead, acorn, made, not grass made. They're just really juicy sounds that can hurt people or make people feel loved. That's all.
That's great. We're of one mind, Ursula.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to say that with Demetrius and Hermia, and when you come in to the scene with why rebuke you him that loves you so, as well as with Lysander later, what's been happening before you come in and start speaking? I mean, what has been being said before you come in and start? Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
She thinks I murdered him. She does think I murdered him, but that comes out in the scene. So it could be something different beforehand.
Right. I'm just saying that you're coming from someplace.
Yeah.
It's not just starting, statically. So that each, particularly with, where's, it come down to, hold on a second, let me. Why should you think, with Lysander's line, why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. It implies that he's been making a vow to her. Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, that his adamancy, he brings in, and he's crying, he's sobbing.
Mm-hmm.
Because how could I be, how could I be insulting you, when with my vows, I'm sobbing. That people don't, berate people and cry. I mean,
Right.
you know what I mean. I'm just saying that so that there has been something said, there has been something that's been happening that kicks off the scene, that comes in with energy.
Mm-hmm.
Is all I'm saying. When we so we have a sense of that this is an ongoing conversation that we're picking up on now. And the other thing that I was just going to say is that there are realizations within the scene of, Hermia, particularly about, as was already discussed, but what is going on? How do I get to the bottom of why this is happening? How do I, figure this out? How, the desire, it's like the old tricks of being coquettish and, lovey-dovey with Lysander, it's not working. So that there are tactical shifts that people take with the language to try and figure out what's going on, or have a sudden realization about what is going on. Helena has that as well. We'll go through those, but it's one of the things that rhythmically, in terms of punctuation and change in energy, that helps to shift the dynamic in the scene and keeps it from being one note. Those realizations of, wait a second, what? Oh, I see now, this is what it is. Those shifts, like it's not how do I say it, a fait accompli as it goes, but there are real moments, and we'll find them, where you suddenly have an epiphany about what's happening here, or what needs to happen here, or just look for those moments where there is a shift in energy because of a realization, and then what that tactic is as a result of that realization. That helps to break it up, helps to give punctuation to the scene, helps to build the scene, helps to build the chaos of the scene. Because you're willing to die, Lysander, Demetrius. It's a chivalric sort of, duel, mentality that you're going to go fight to the death.
It's a potential Romeo and Juliet going on here.
Absolutely. And the more I feel anyway, the more intense that is, the more, like, for example, I've seen in other productions at the end where I'll follow thee cheek by jowl, and they literally put their faces together and run off stage. It's a funny bit, but it's not really where it lives.
No.
The stakes cannot be higher. It's life or death. And there's something about that that's going to make it, I think, funnier. So I'll harp on that. Like, how do we find those shifts? It's like, so anyway, just leave it there. Let's see how we're doing. Okay. So do you want to just start at the top and work our way through? And if we have something that I want to stop you and go back, and we can do that. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
All right.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
All right, let me stop you right there.
Very well.
Michael, again, using that O, that can inform tremendously where you've been coming from and what you bring into this.
Right.
In other words, there's a level of frustration, it seems to me, that you initiate this scene with that vowel sound.
You were almost out of breath. You've been chasing her. She's trying to get away because she doesn't believe what you're telling her. You're lying to her. And you're at your wit's end.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's like, I can't, can we just, yeah, but it does kick that scene off, So yeah, I'm just, I guess, there's a lot of value in that first O.
Yeah, sure. Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er shoes in blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too.
Can I jump in?
Yes, of course.
Hit cause more and see how it feels.
Okay.
Hit the word cause.
Yeah. All right. I'm just doing on the screen, so I want to give myself a note. Okay. So I would say, now I but chide, but I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. More like that?
Sorry, Maggie.
Yeah.
This is a new thought.
Okay.
You know, which is very pointed. You know, if thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er shoes in blood, then kill me too. You know, so it's I think a sharper take on that. You know, on him. You know, because this is the first time that we hear somebody say, "I'm willing to die." You know, you can if you've killed Lysander and there's cause for maybe that happening. You know, then kill me too.
Okay.
Don't take out the word curse. There are two C's for a reason. I want you to bring up cause, but not to abolish curse, because that's the new idea.
Oh, okay. I didn't know I left it out. All right.
In the second line.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I hope so.
We were talking, there's an antithesis between chide and now. That was before. That's what I've done so far, chide. But I should do worse. What is that worse? Cause to curse. You've given me cause to curse.
Okay.
Cursing is worse than chiding.
Yes. Okay. All right.
And that leads to being kill me too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're about to, and you're going to lead into the statement that there's nobody truer on earth than Lysander, which is going to be proven false.
Right.
So the stronger you can make that statement as well, the better. I mean, you're really like you know, he's run out of gas. He's been chasing you. You know, you turn and you let him have it here in
Okay.
real in very specific statements.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm trying it again.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Actually, let's start from the top. Let Michael take it from your line, and we'll lead right into it.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er shoes in blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon this whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the center creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with Antipodes.
So that,
yeah, I think I missed something, but yeah.
No. I just wanted to point out that this really sets your absolute firm assertion and an unshakable belief in Lysander's love for you, which is you're going to run into him in a second here, and it's all shifted. It's all going to, and you know, it's like what we were talking about before, how your world gets turned upside down. What the hell? You know, but this is theirs. You're making this statement for us, and we sort of anticipate what might be happening, and when it does happen, I mean, you know, your world is, you know, rocked.
Right.
Can I just add something about that? image, the center means the center of the earth.
Correct.
So she's saying, I would equally well believe that the moon, instead of going around the earth, could go right through the center of it
Right.
and displease her brother. That's the sun's noontide with the Antipodes. Antipodes is probably the people on the other side of the earth. So the people on the other side of the earth would be shocked to see the moon coming through the middle of the earth and to be in the sky with the sun. That's what
Yes.
she would as soon believe.
Right, which is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, she's trying to get that.
It goes
across.
against the whole natural structure of the universe. And that's what she feels about Lysander's.
Right. Yeah, I'm just,
So,
I guess,
you know, yeah.
I'm trying not to get too frantic too soon, I think.
I don't
'cause
want you
need
to be frantic, but you need to mean that unbelievable image
Right.
as unbelievable as Lysander leaving you.
It's a formidable, firm statement, you know, that leads to the only way he would have left me is you killing him.
So after I get to the end of Antipodes, can I pause there for a second or have I already come to this conclusion that it's like, is that just coming to her, or has she
No,
already
'cause
thought this?
You've already said it earlier in that speech. If
Because
thou
I
hast
said
slain
you have
Lysander
cause to
in his
curse.
sleep. Yeah.
Right. Okay, right.
So,
Right.
so you know, it's the only explanation that makes any sense to you. You know, he must have killed him, or he would never have wandered off.
Uh-huh.
Which also goes against nature, because Lysander and Demetrius are basically friends, although they were fighting over the other girl or over you before. So she is imagining. It's so impossible to imagine that he would leave you that it's easier to imagine that Demetrius killed him.
Okay.
I mean, if we were physicalizing this, you know, and this is just, you know, this is my take on it. You know, other people have other takes, you know, but I'd have her hit him, you know. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim, you know. I mean, I would, you know, or at least push him, you know. I mean, there's a formidable fierceness, as we're going to see throughout this scene, with Hermia, and there's a juxtaposition with her formidable fierceness and her sweet, coquette, you know, loving, you know, lover of Lysander, you know, girlfriend of Lysander. You know, that there's always a juxtaposition, you know, there's a juxtaposition between those two Hermias that we're going to see. And this might be the first time that we see a flare of that. So physically, I would see that. But, you know, it can be, however you want to do some kind of physicalization, you know, or a point, you know, or to emphasize, so should a murderer look, so dead, so grim, you know. Because you're right. It's not like you're losing it. You're actually containing it, and you're telling him, if you've killed him, you can kill me too. But I'm not entertaining any, you know, wooing from you. You know, you killed him, in my opinion. So
That's got to be the explanation. And
yeah,
and his look is it's just proving it.
yeah. Let's take it just from the top again and go through it, and then we'll continue on, okay?
Sure.
Oh, why rebuke you him then? Let me try that again. Oh, I rebuke you him that loves you so. Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide But I should use thee worse, for thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er shoes in blood, plunge in the deep and kill me too. The sun was not so true unto the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon the whole earth may be bored, and that the moon may through the center creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with the antipodes. It cannot be but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim.
So should the
Go ahead. Sorry.
So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this? Okay.
Michael, let me just ask you a question real quick. Have you seen Fortitude?
No.
Well, I'm just going to throw it out because there's a character in this show that is absolutely besotted with this woman that wants nothing to do with him. And the kind of how gutted you are, but you can't not
Right.
continue, no matter what. You're just like stuck. So it's that powerless thing. I mean, there's nothing worse than loving somebody that doesn't love you back. I mean, it's but you still can't, you're still compelled. So no matter what you say, no matter what you do, no matter what, I can't change the way I feel.
Right.
Can I just add that Shakespeare's giving you a lot of R's, the letter R, to make that happen. That's what those R's are containing. And also cruelty should have 3 syllables, not cruelty, but cruelty. I exaggerated. I don't want you to say it like that, but just give it its full syllables. And then make those R's pierced through heart, your, stern, cruelty, murderer. All those R's are, in a sense, the river of the feeling that Jamie's talking about.
It is.
So they'll support you. When you bring those out, they'll help you do that.
It's like, it really, yeah.
Gotcha.
Under glimmering sphere, all of those.
Yeah.
And he tries, I mean, it's also Demetrius.
No matter what she does.
Like, he's trying, it's a line. Even though you're hitting me, you're so beautiful, honey. And then a second later, it's the kind of the true Demetrius. I'd rather, give him to my dogs,
Right.
There's a real switch in poetic language for her and the kind of language he feels about.
Yeah, about him.
And may I say, it just seems amazing because I felt as I was speaking to him, like I could not possibly be beautiful. I'm so upset with it. And so him saying this thing that I look bright and clear, it's like that's not making his case to me.
And you say that, you actually say it. What is this to my Lysander? This is nothing.
Yeah, it's like, you're just making me mad here.
Right. Good. By the way, that was Maggie much better. That time was really much better.
Okay.
It's an immovable object against an irresistible force. It does. No matter what you do, it gets worse. You know what I mean? And neither, no matter, you can't outrun him, which is what you've been doing. We can assume, So yeah.
It's helping that you said she's really trying to make sense, and like nothing he's saying is making sense. And it's like, it's just making it worse for her, more pain. Do we want to keep going? Okay.
All right. Yes, let's keep going.
All right. What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Oh, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I had rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog. Out, cur.
All right, here are the places where there are two changes of exactly what Jamie was talking about before. She goes, good Demetrius. She's just been telling him that he's a murderer and he looks like a murderer. And now she's going to try a different tack. Okay. What if I'm nice to him? What if I beg him in a nice girly kind of way?
Okay. Oh,
and none of this is getting anywhere. None of this is getting you any closer to Lysander. So, maybe I can, cajole him to tell me, and
then it shifts again.
Exactly. Yeah, I love that flat reading. That's just, I'm sorry, but nothing you do is going to make you more beautiful to me, but him, I'd rather throw him to my dogs.
I think that's where Demetrius lives.
Yeah.
I do too. Not that he would do it. I don't, because I don't think anybody in this group is a sociopath. I don't think anybody is evil, Nobody's, you're all good people. You're just, besotted.
Well, here he is besotted, and here she is telling him she doesn't want him, she wants Lysander. So that's going to do nothing but make him want to get rid of Lysander.
Yeah. And here she hits him again, in my opinion, It's like, out, dog, out, cur,
So she'd be like pushing him.
Yeah.
It's a shift again from, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me? He says his line, and then suddenly you switch again. You're furious. Damn you.
I mean, you could stage this so many interesting, like Demetrius could be downstage and Hermia comes up, behind him, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me? And you think it's an aside, I'd rather give his carcass to my hounds. Unfortunately, she hears it. You know what I mean? You could be saying it under your breath, out to us, and she's behind you, but she hears it, and then boom, oh, great. That's all I needed. So there's a possibility we might, Michael, play with that it's like an aside that unfortunately she hears, but it's easier to do, in physicality. But anyway. So what's this to my Lysander? Let's take it from there, Maggie.
Okay. What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Oh, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
Rather give his carcass to my hounds.
Out, dog! Out, cur! Thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth be never numbered among men. Oh, once tell true even for my sake. Durst thou have looked upon him being awake? And hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch! Could not a worm and adder do so much? An adder did it, for with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent, never adder stung.
You spend your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead, for aught that I could tell.
I pray thee, tell me then that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get therefore?
A privilege never to see me more, and from thy hated presence part I so. See me no more, whether he be dead or no. Now she turns like that because he's making a play for her, right? That just makes her completely sick of him?
He's
You mean,
asking,
and if I could, what should I get there for?
Yeah, like, you think I'm gonna give you something for this?
Well, yeah, it depends. It depends on the tactic that Michael uses with that line. If it's lascivious, right? I mean, that's going to send you off.
Well, I do go.
If it's genuine, you know, if it's in earnest, like if I do this, do I have hope? You know, and you answer it with not a prayer. You know, so
Right.
the tone is, you know, it could be also very sweet, and you also say, you have the privilege, I will give you the privilege never to see me more. You know, if he tells you that he's killed Lysander, there's a shift, I think, a little one, Maggie. Right after that blow up of out dog, out cur, thou drivest me past the bounds of maiden's patience.
Mm-hmm.
And a new sort of tactic of, you know, the other times you've mentioned killing have been with a kind of bravado, and also because how else could he? Why else would he have disappeared? You've killed him, you know. You must have killed him. But there is a possibility that this question, hast thou slain him? Then is really direct, really specific, and really just tell me. Hast thou slain him then? You know? And then the thought, if that's the case, then, you know, be never among men. You know what I mean? So that there's just a slight shift in tactic of really directly asking him the question, you know? And then you go into kind of hyperbolic speech about it, the rest of it, you know? But there's something about setting that up that has a softer take on that question.
and I think the speech builds in the way you were talking about before, because she starts out in that soft way. Then, oh, brave touch, she's being sarcastic. Then she accuses him of being like a worm or an adder. And then she has even the new worse thought, you are an adder. That is, it's not just like you're like an adder, you are an adder because you did it. Double tongue and so on. So there's, from hast thou slain him then, which Jamie was talking about, there's a build through the rest of the speech.
Yeah.
To thou serpent. Now, serpent has all kinds of overtones.
I would just offer there's 3 questions and an O.
Yeah, and a no.
Once
yeah.
tell me.
Yeah. The thing about it is that this is, you know, when you do something like that, where there's a new tactic in your strategy to get the information you want, which is, where is Lysander? Where did he go? The only answer I have, because Demetrius is following me, is that he killed him, right? So you come back to that, but you ask him directly with that. And Demetrius, your tactic coming back after she goes through that hyperbole, you can either go, you know, be anxious about it and say, no, you're spending it, or you could try and calm her.
Right.
You know, one of the tactics could be, you know, trying to let you spend your passion in a misprized mood. I'm not guilty, you know. He's not dead. I don't know where he is either, but he's not, you know.
Right.
As far as I know, he's not dead. Maybe he got eaten by a bear. I don't know, but he's not dead, as far as I know. And you know, because there's something about shifting the energy in a softer thing that then we get more mileage out of when it explodes again. Otherwise, what tends to happen is everything becomes strident.
Right.
And that's the trap of this scene, is that it all suddenly becomes strident. There's no new tactics within it. There's no new revelations. And all of the lovers become the same thing. And so the way we can do that is finding those moments in the language where periods are, where semicolons are, where, you know, as Ursula said, where O's are, where you try a new tactic to get the information you need. Yeah. Oh, you're muted.
No one else has to leave, but I do have to leave.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Well,
But you can do that scene over again. Now that they've had notes, read them. So anyway,
Yeah.
see you Monday.
Yeah, see you Monday.
Thank you, Angie.
You bet.
Thanks, Angie.
Bye.
Nice meeting you.
Oh, good. Good to
Bye-bye.
Michael,
good to meet you. Bye.
Michael, I think it'll help. It'll help the exchange if instead of hitting the pronoun in line 80, you go for the verb get.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been gone. I don't know if you're talking to me or not. So
No, I
sorry.
just underlined it. So yeah.
Let's just hear what it sounds like, because the previous way it's a little cynical, but it sounds to me like Jamie suggesting that
No, that it's earnest. Yeah.
that it can be earnest.
I mean, you know, Michael, I don't know. I just know that is one tactic that you can take.
Of course, yeah.
You know,
Ryan.
Yeah, and you know, whether it's here or someplace else, but just look for, and that's the general thing I'm going to tell you about as you look through the text, as you go through it until next Monday. Look for those places where you can change the rhythm. You know, you can change the how you are going to get the information, what prompts you to react aggressively, what prompts you to you know, be in kind of amazement or astonishment.
I mean, I at this point haven't had the flower in the eyes. This is just Demetrius as he is in love with her.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it gets geared up when I do get the eyes dropped, and then I go for Helena. But I mean, I was just saying, to make this more, I just was looking to try to make this different. The love that I have for her be different than the love that I have for Angie, or in the other case.
Right. Because
No, I'm just trying to keep it.
You're right about that, because when you get the juice, it's not falsifying you, it's making you true. It's right. Revealing that you've always loved Helena, in fact. And this love of Hermia, it's almost as if you'd had that love juice put on your eyes at the beginning of the play.
Right.
You know? And it's a false thing. So I think this line, and if I could, what should I get therefore? By the way, therefore means for that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean therefore, it means for that. What will it get me?
Right.
This is where I think you're exactly right about Demetrius before the flower is put in his eye. That it's I want. And when you wake up with after the flower, it's worship, you goddess, you divine.
Right. And it seems a little higher stakes there
yes.
than here. I'm just saying that I like the suggestion, Jamie. I think this is a good way to make him different.
Yeah.
In the two loves.
Yeah, and I would just offer that there's no following her. You're worn out, right?
Right.
She wears you out. Whereas Helena, when you're in love with Helena, there's no wearing out. Let's fight. Let's go. Whatever, you know. Whereas with Hermia, you tried all these tactics, you know, talking about Venus, you know, and nothing's working. And so it's kind of not as big a stay. I think I'm gonna sleep for a while and then I'll feel better, you know. And I'll try again, but I'm really tired right now. She is fierce.
You know, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, Demetrius in this section can be a cad.
Yeah.
You know, and so you juxtapose it, you know, because what it really is carnal more than it is idolatry.
Right.
You know, because you never get the sense that, at least I don't, with Hermia. I mean, with Helena, when the guys are besotted with the juice, that it is carnal.
Right.
Right.
It's the adoration of the magi. You know, it's like she's something god, as Gideon said, she's a goddess. You know, this can be carnal. I just would love to, you know, use your best James Dean. You know, whatever, because she is getting more and more agitated. You know, so there is, just in terms of the tone of it, to play with rhythm a little bit, and what, because there can be a false aspect to it, but that, you know, it can be also pretty compelling. You know, in the what, you know, he's not dead. I didn't kill him. You know, but I can help you get out of here. You know,
Right.
I can help you. You know, I can help you try and find him. You know, even though I want to throw his carcass to my hounds. You know, it's just whatever that is. You know, it's like.
Will you be nice to me? Will you? Is it
Yeah,
possible?
if I'm nice and I help you, will you be nice to me?
What's it
Just,
going to take? Yeah.
can we start a relationship? Can we go past this? You know, just calling me a murderer and the worst person on earth. Anyway,
Yeah. I
just want to make sure. Are we scheduled for 2 hours? Is it 5 to 7, or is it only supposed to be an hour and a half?
We're not scheduled as far as I know, but I do have to go. So,
Well, okay. I wasn't sure about that because you know, I could go for a while. I just love this stuff.
Yeah,
So-
we don't have a firm end. I mean, different, you know, each group kind of, I mean, sometimes the groups felt like 6:30 was good and then they wrapped up there, and other groups wanted to go until 7. Like you said, I'm sure there are some groups that would go till 9. So it's just kind of figuring out what everybody can do for the
Well,
moment.
listen, Matt. I mean, why don't we call it a night? You know, it's been great that we kick off on this, and
Well, she says that Angie said she'd have more time. You know, I'd be willing to go for 2 hours, but, you know, an hour.
I would be willing to go 2 hours, depending on
saying.
Gideon. I don't know. What about you?
if I plan ahead, I can. Yes.
Okay.
If I know we're going to go 2 hours, I'll plan for it.
Is there a better day?
No, this
It's Monday.
for me.
What?
This works for me.
This works. Okay, good.
The day
Good, good.
is fine.
Works for me too. I'm just.
Our people are coming home from work, I presume. I'm retired, so I can start earlier, but I don't think other people can.
Yeah, I don't know what work is anymore.
I get the sense that Jamie would work on this all day if he could.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's all these people. I met this guy the other day, and he's just moved down, bought a house. He works for a tech company in Marin, and he said thousands of small tech company employees are moving to Southern California because it's cheaper, and they realize this is the norm now. Nobody has to work in what he does anyway. Nobody has to go into an office.
Right, right.
So you're going to see a migration of people, you know.
Moving to where they want to live.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, this is really fun, guys. Yeah, so take a look at it and just see where there's a shift. See if there's a, you know, even if it's kind of seems arbitrary, or I don't know, just, you know, look for them. I know there's very specific ones, but you can really play with tactics as the scene goes on, you know, and the revelation of how weird the world is and how, you know, intense it's suddenly become, and how, you know, that is golden, I think. So next Monday.
Yeah, I'll just jump in here. I won't keep anyone who does need to go. Since there are some attendees on the call, if they had questions of any of you guys or about the scene, if anybody can and wants to hang out to see if anyone has any questions, great. But if everybody needs to go, that's fine too.
I can hang out.
I need to go, so I will be happy to answer questions.
Yeah, and I'll share your contact info, Gideon, and Ursula put it in the chat so I can share that too.
Yeah, and dinner's ready if you whenever you're ready, Jamie.
All right, we'll all be over in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Bye. See you next week.
Bye, Gideon. Thank you.
See you, Gideon.
So yeah, if any of the attendees have any questions, and of course with this platform, with the exception of Jamie's dinner, you guys can hang out as long as you want and chat. You can go for another 4 hours, but that's all on you guys. It was wonderful to listen to. It was just fun to hear this scene come to life. I mean, as you guys all know, reading it is so different from hearing it, and there's just so many subtleties and things like that you sometimes, at least I don't catch on the page, that it takes somebody speaking it, and that it just makes it so much more fun.
Yeah, it does, and the glory is, man, it's always different. It's always that it's a paradox, because there are certain rules about the language, and then we try and honor those rules of the language and the structure of the language, but it's coming out of one person's mouth that has not done it before, or maybe has done it before, but even if you had done it before, you haven't done it with this person before, and it changes the dynamic. It's always in flux. There's no way to nail it down.
Yeah.
I always, I'm a fight director as well, and I've just started teaching at UCSD, and I talk to students about the when we're working on a technique, it's always, if we're doing sword fights, if we're doing rapier fights or broadsword fights, that it's always targeting and distance and rhythm, and keeping it specific, and those things always vary, and you try to be perfect, but the reality is that you're never going to be perfect. No matter what it is you do, it's never going to be perfect.
Right.
The glory is in the attempt.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the nobility lies, is in the attempt of making it this time. It's going to be the best it's ever been.
Right.
I always feel that way when I start a show. We all gather around the table, and it's the most, exciting moment before the rehearsal starts, when we all are there. It's like going to see a play as well, when they used to have blackouts or curtains. Before the curtain rose, or when it went to blackout, that was the perfect moment in the theater, because nothing else had happened yet. And everything was promise, everything. And then it opens and it starts, and the critical mind goes, and you just go through it, you watch it, and that happens. And it's true with a production, like you go like, oh, well, that's going to need work. Oh man, I don't know what's going on here. But there's always at the beginning the perfect moment, and the attempt to make it perfect, knowing you can never do that.
Well, I think, as you mentioned, it's fun to see this collection, this foursome work on these parts together. When I got on, Angie and Gideon were talking, and Angie and I were joking about that it's probably been a while since she's been offered to play Helena, and yet I think she brings a lot of great energy to the part. I mean, she's a wonderful actress, so it's not really a surprise, but it's just fun seeing her, bring Helena to life, and just the different things you might not expect, and so that's a lot of fun, and I think we're going to see that with everybody.
Yeah, that made me think about this. Would be interesting if you could theatricalize it so that the lovers throughout this scene are all different ages. They age in the scene, in dream logic, so that they're sometimes older. You'd have to have several actors doing it who are similar, but it so that you see that kind of shift. You know, I've seen attempts to do, like there was Penny Metropolis in Ashland did a Magritte take on her Midsummer, which worked pretty well in terms of dream logic, and there was a kind of askew set, a little door that opened up that the fairies came out of, and there's attempts to do something that, because conceptually, there's you can take this so many places. Robert Lepage in this scene, they did it in a mud pool, and they got filthy. They were covered with mud, and at the end of it, after Theseus and Hippolyta come in and find them and invite them, that they rose up, and in silhouette there was this rain that fell down that just washed all of the mud, which was a sort of metaphor for the chaos of what had happened, and they were cleansed. It's just like there's so many ways that you can take it. It is fascinating that the language, and that's kind of what we're working on with the language in this scene too, of finding those places where you take a different tactic vocally, emotionally, shifting it in a kind of dream logic way, that you're being buffeted and trying to maneuver your way, which you oftentimes are in a dream, maneuvering your way, navigating your way through the dream. And there's something about in this scene, that there's something inherently in the structure of the rhythm of the language that is there to be mined.
Oh, I must admit I did text work on this, but I was under the impression we were going to be starting with Lysander and Helena's entrance. So then when you were like, oh, we'll start with Demetrius and Hermia, I was like, oh. And while we're here, I was literally printing it off my computer because I like working in my hand.
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
I ran
man.
to get it, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool."
But I just thought it would be fun to kick it off, because there are two scenes. When I looked at it, both scenes start from a sense of like angst, and
Michael, you're a pro. Don't try to get out of it.
Yeah.
I tried.
It's ready. Dinner's ready.
All right.
Hey,
Well,
Okay,
thank you,
wonderful. Thank you for all your help. This has been fantastic listening to you. Although I missed about the last half hour, but Nathan, it's recorded, correct?
It's recording. I'll send out a link, and I'll just say quickly, for anyone who can make it, we're doing kind of a social hour tomorrow at 5. If you can show up, and you can show up late or whatever, it's just a chance for everybody who's part of this to get together and have a little bit more social interaction, because I think we could all use that. So yeah, we'll do that, and then we have another scene Wednesday at 5, and then another scene Thursday at 5. So we got a full slate this month. But thank you guys so much for your work tonight, and I'll be in touch via email.
Privileged. I feel privileged.
Good. Well, good.
Me too.
Great to be here. Thanks a lot, man.